Most people are struggling in this country today. Because they're burying their parents who have no life insurance, no burial insurance, nothing. The kids are having to use their money to bury their parents. Really? Really? As an adult child, how often did you give them money? Why have you not figured life out by the time you're 80 years old and we're having to bury you? Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. All right, today let's talk about discounted dollars. I talk about this a lot when I am in meetings with clients, and they don't always understand what I'm talking about. In fact, most life insurance agents don't understand what I'm talking about. And so let's talk about it. When I'm looking at buying life insurance and it's not typically younger people because we already know that the cost of life insurance is pretty inexpensive. But I am looking at the discounted dollar when I am talking about generational wealth or passing money on to the next generation. Now, a lot of people that are listening to this podcast are not farmers and ranchers. And so I find it very interesting that people that don't have a lot of stuff still think that it is just necessary to do a will. We don't need to do anything more than that. Well, let me inform you that upon your passing, even if it's a house and it's just in a will, if it's a car and it's just in a will, that still all has to go through probate. So even if you don't have rental properties, if you don't have a business, if you don't have any of that stuff, keep in mind that anything you do have that has a title to it is going to have to be transferred through probate. Why? Just why are you making your kids do that? Create some sort of a trust. Change the titles of things prior to you even passing away if you can, if you know when you're going to pass. If we're getting older, do stuff then. Now, I do a lot of life insurance policies on parents. And in most cases, it's because we're taking over a business, we're taking over a farm, we're taking over expenses. But I want you to think about this. If you are taking care of mom or dad, or you're going to be the ones that have to take care of mom or dad, you have insurable interest in them because you are financially going to have to physically take care of them, provide a place for them to live. Maybe you need to buy groceries, whatever. You are the child that's going to have to take care of them. So if you are able to, you can buy a life insurance policy on your parents. Now, I look at this, and this is where the discounted dollars come in. If we buy a life insurance policy on mom or dad, and let's say they're 65 years old, we're going to be at about 50 cents for every dollar of death benefit. 50 cents. So you have given the life insurance company 50 cents and they gave you back $1. So a lot of times when I am explaining this to people, I'm like, let's just say I'm standing on a street corner and I'm giving out dollars. You give me 2 quarters, I'm going to give you $1. Income tax free. You do not have to claim that on taxes. That is what the death benefit does. It is a discounted dollar. And so the reason I do this on people that are taking care of parents is because there's a lot of anger typically. If there is more than one child, there is a lot of anger. Even if I was an only child, I may still be angry at the fact that mom and dad had their whole entire life to plan. They had their whole entire life to get their finances together, and they didn't do it. And so now I am left to take care of them. So if we have a life insurance policy, then that can go to me. If I own it and I bought it on them, now I'm getting this extra 50 cents income tax free. And I look at that as a way to kind of get back some of the money that you have paid to take care of them. At least we got it back and we can be a little less angry. Maybe it's not all of it. Maybe it's some of it, whatever. But at least there's a little bit of recovery of lost income there because we had to take care of them. Now, if you are in your 40s, 50s, early 60s, and you're like, geez, I'm pretty sure one of my kids is going to have to take care of me because I haven't, I don't want to go to the nursing home. I don't have long-term care, whatever that is. Then if you want one of your children to take care of you, or you have agreed that one of your children should take care of you, then why don't you go buy life insurance and leave it to the child that's going to take care of you so they have a little bit of money to recover their losses? Because let's be honest, if somebody is taking care of you, they probably have lost income from not being able to work their regular job. So make sure that you are looking at those things. It is the same thing if we have discounted dollars and we're just going to leave it to the kids and have generational wealth. The least amount of money that we can pay for that dollar, the better. And so if we're starting a policy in our 40s and 50s, 20s and 30s is even better. But if we're starting a policy in our 40s and 50s because we want to start estate planning, and then we leave that life insurance policy to the next generation with instruction that they should start more policies, and then they should use those policies. And why do I say with instruction? Because most people, when they get a huge chunk of money, because the life insurance policies typically pay out in a lump sum. You can instruct the company to do differently, but typically they're going to pay out in a lump sum. And so when this life insurance policy pays out, they just go blow the money. I have it in my trust that it says this is what you need to do with the money. If you don't do that, then you don't get the money. Yes. Yes, my friends, I am a control freak and I will control it from the grave. This is nothing new to my children, okay? They know that. I am not teaching this concept so that they get a bunch of money and it's gone. I will give it to a nonprofit if they do not understand how to utilize the money. So 100%, we need to make sure that we are passing on these discounted dollars because they're income tax free. They are not estate tax free if you are over the estate limit, but they are income tax free. So make sure that you are looking to say, oh, you know what? A 50-cent dollar at 65 is still pretty good buy. So what happens is as we get older, we're like, oh my God, it's too expensive. Whole life insurance is too expensive. If you've read my book, you can see that the cost per dollar on whole life is actually less than the cost per dollar on term if you go out to 85. Now, I couldn't go further than 85 because term doesn't go further than 85. However, if we could, it would actually be way more expensive on term because you're having to buy it constantly as you get older. Whole life, they sold it to you at whatever the price was today, and they went out your whole life with that. And so we have to look at how can we pass to the next generation a cheaper dollar. It's been said that the Rockefellers do this. I don't know that for certain, but let's just say that they actually do. I'm not going to discount the gentleman that said that he knows their attorney, but if they do this, why are they buying death benefit? Because they're paying pennies on the dollar for that. Why do the banks have BOLI, bank-owned life insurance? Why do the banks own BOLI on their CEOs? For the exact same reason. They are buying a discounted dollar and then it's going right back into their business. If you are a business owner, why would you not have life insurance on yourself, on your business partners, so that it goes right back into the business and you can build that business bigger? Why did Walmart do this? Why did Disney use his whole life insurance policy? Like, there are things that we need to look at and watch what people are doing and go, oh, once we understand what whole life, the power of it, and the fact that we can leave more to our children and instruct them how to use it, that's fantastic. If you are the person there saying, well, I don't want to leave it to them because nobody left me anything. well, then this probably isn't for you because you have arrived in your thought process. You have raised them. If you have not taught them what to do with their money, then that's on you. That's not on them. That's on you. If they didn't get it, that's on them. Okay. But why are we not? We are all struggling. Most people are struggling in this country today. Because they're burying their parents who have no life insurance, no burial insurance, nothing. The kids are having to use their money to bury their parents. Really? Really? As an adult child, how often did you give them money? Why have you not figured life out by the time you're 80 years old and we're having to bury you? To me, that is absolutely ridiculous unless there is some crazy circumstance. Absolutely ridiculous. And so we are having this next generation is ending up taking care of the older generation because they thought they had enough money to retire. They thought they had this. They thought they had that. The least that we can do as parents is have some kind of death benefit for our family, as spouses, as people. Even if you're single, really, why don't you have death benefit? Somebody's going to have to bury your behind because you're going to die. No one's getting out alive. So we have to prepare. Why are we not leaving the next generation better? Why are we not paying attention to money and sharing that information? Okay, I did not expect for this to be a rant. I was just going to talk to you about discounted dollars. And here I am, early in the morning, ranting. Anyway, that is what a discounted dollar is. You pay the life insurance company a little bit of money. They give your heirs a whole bunch of money, income tax free. So if you like your heirs and you like your family, it's something that you should do. You can get my book, Farming Without the Bank and Life Without the Bank. You can get Nelson's book, Becoming Your Own Banker, at withoutthebank.com. If you need me, you know where I'm at, Mary Jo at withoutthebank.com. All right, you guys, you have a fantastic rest of your day.